Welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing how to install these Binger Creations speaker grills. Now, these are more than just a speaker grill. They are actual full adapter kit, so you can install a 6x8 speaker in the rear. Now, I've tried doing a 6x9 before, and it looked like a hack job. It didn't clear, and it just doesn't look good at all. But these look really, really cool. You get a nice custom emblem. He has the bird emblem, a couple different styles, LSX, Trans Am, WS6, there's Camaro emblems, you name it. Very, very simple install. So right now I'm going to cover how to do the install step by step. And I'll also show at the end what my current audio system has front to back. Let's do it. So here they are as they come. You get your two adapter rings, you get your two speaker grills. Now they actually are different. The driver's side you'll see has this indentation here. And also the driver's side has a little bit thicker trim ring. So when it mounts on there, you'll see there's actually, it'll say top and bottom, top left. It'll mount on like so. And it doesn't mount flush. You'll see that it's like that because the 6x8 speakers are pretty big. So you have to leave a little bit of room for the way the speaker kind of comes out flush with that. So here is my driver's side. You can see I've already done the cut. Very, very simple. Said look for where it says top. This is the left top, so driver's side sets right on there. I just took a marker, marked everything I had to cut, and you can cut it with a pair of wire cutters, which will probably take forever. You can use tin snips, which will go a little faster, but still take a while. And if you have it available, Dremel with cutting disc. I mean, I cut this out in a minute, so it's very, very thin plastic. Now I went with the Infinity Reference 687. This will basically sit right on here like that, and then I'll take my grill and it'll sit like that. Now everything lines up. You can see where the speaker comes through slightly. There's just no way to do that to make this fit into the actual hole, but you're not going to notice that. And that's pretty much all there is to it. So these are the 3 holes I decided to mount with. I just had to drill a couple small holes. Now the grill has 3 embedded threads in there, so I have to drill holes here and here. The one here, there's actually already one there, so 2 more holes and bolt it on. Now when you use the bolts to put this grill on, don't go crazy tight. It doesn't take much. Just get them, you know, snug, like hand snug. You go too tight, it'll probably rip it right out of here. Right, and here is side 1 fully installed. Looks pretty cool. Here you can see with the hatch closed, you got that little cutout there. So the strut just barely clears, but it makes it. Just to show you the amount of plastic to cut, like I said, very thin stuff. Put the plate on here, so everything I can see inside the circle has to go. So I'm going to mark a line with a marker and hit it with the Dremel. I'm not really covering how to wire up your 6x8s because it really depends. Do you have an aftermarket radio? Do you have a stock radio? Do you have the stock Monsoon amp? I will say if you do have the stock radio and Monsoon amp and you just want to plug these in directly, I don't know how good they're going to sound. I don't know if they're going to get a full frequency because the factory wiring has 10 speaker outputs. You have your subs in the 6.5-inch sail panels in the back seat, 6.5 inches in the door with tweeters, and you have 4-inch and a little tweeter in the rear. So if you get a 4-ohm speaker, the factory connectors, there's a white and a blue connector. Right now my blue connector is kind of buried underneath the spare tire. The white connector puts out 4 ohms, the blue connector puts out 2 ohms, but again, I don't know, like I said, if there's any high pass filters on those. So you can try one, see how it sounds, try the other, see how it sounds. Ideally, you'll probably want an aftermarket radio and run direct wires from the radio or go through a small amplifier like my little Timpano amp or something bigger. So right now I have this old Kenwood amp. It's just a 2-channel powering 6.5-inch shallow subs in the sail panels there. I want to have an amp power the new 6x8s in the rear here and those at the same time. So I'm going with this little Timpano digital 4-channel amp. This amp puts out 55 watts times 4 at 4 ohms, which is really impressive with how small that amp is. Very small power draw too. So I'll have a lot more room back here. I'll get rid of that gigantic massive amp. More than adequate enough to drive the 6x8 and the shallow ones I have on the side. All right, going through my entire sound system, I have an Android 10.1-inch radio from Joing. If you've seen any of my other videos, you've seen I've been using joining radios for a long time. I love these things. I've been using them over 10 years now. I probably had 12 different models. I currently have them in 3 cars, even including my GMC Acadia. I mean, they're fantastic. Wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay, very responsive. I mean, I have the direct apps right on. It works just like a tablet, basically. So that is my head unit. Now, for the doors, I have an Alpine 6.5-inch component system. I will show the link right now. What I like about these is the tweeter fits perfectly inside this recess. Now, the lip behind here, you have to shave off just a hair, and this thing pops right on with a nut on the back. You can actually change the direction of the tweeter. The 6.5-inch sound really good in the doors. Moving farther back in the sail panels, I have these Earthquake 6.5-inch subs. They are very shallow mount speakers. They did not sound that good with my old Kenwood amp. They popped a lot. I think they sounded pretty terrible. But now with this new Timpano amplifier, oh my God, they sound so good. I mean, it has incredible bass on these things now. No popping or distortion or anything. And then, of course, in the rear, I have what you saw me install, the Infinity Reference 6x8-inch speakers with the Binger Creation speaker grills. I'm very happy I did this upgrade. It is such a huge sound improvement on this car. Like, you have to basically hear it to believe it, how good this sounds. I mean, it almost sounds like I have a 10-inch sub in the back, which I have in my other Trans Am. Now, in the video, you may have been wondering what these are, these 4-inch speakers in the rear. They're not part of my audio system. Again, in my other videos, you've seen these are motorized monitors that come up, and the speakers in them are only tiny little 1-inch speakers. When we're at car shows at night, you know, tailgating, you know, I'll put on Smoking the Bandit or something like that in the back, or some whatever, like some YouTube commercials, and you can't hear it. So I have these tiny little 4-inch speakers powered by this Pyle Marine amplifier here. It makes them nice and loud so I can actually hear them. And that is pretty much it. Like I said, I recommend these. These grills are really cool. The installation was simple, and that Timpano amp is just unbelievable. Thanks for watching.